Welcome to the global celebration of Andrews. The pandemic may have stopped us meeting face to face this year, but it has given us an opportunity to celebrate across the globe in a different way. And that's something unique and something that's very Andrews, because we really are such a global community. And so we hope that you enjoy celebrating with us the true Andrews experience.
In the next few minutes, we will take you throughout the different areas of campus and reminisce on some of the images from the times past, as well as enjoy the campus as it is today, a vibrant, diverse community as Andrews University is known around the globe. The last few weeks, we have asked you to share your Andrews stories, memories, and experiences. If you did, we will include as many of those as we can in this video. The stories that came through will be narrated along with images that we received and some other historical content. Again, thank you for being a part of the Andrews family.
Hey everyone, my name is Brandon Williams and I had the pleasure of serving as the Graduate Student Association President this year. This has been a very interesting semester, but I'm glad to be here and I want to thank, first of all the administrators for making it possible to have life on campus. Now, life on campus does look a little bit different this year. You might see people with masks on, walking all across campus, but the fact that we're able to actually be together is a positive thing in and of itself. This semester, we've had the opportunity to have more outdoor events, even in smaller settings, but really enjoy the joys of just being with friends again and having the opportunity to interface with our faculty and professors. We're hoping that this year is going to be a model for what we can be, even as we move forward into perhaps other challenges that COVID might bring. We believe that being here on Andrews campus is a symbol that God is still moving and working on this campus, and we're just grateful to be a part of it.
Two exciting things happened over the last 5 months. I'll tell you about the first one. In spring, when all of our students had to go home, there were actually some students that had to remain. And those students found that they had a very difficult time finding work. They weren't able to have the money for food or for their rent. And Student Life came to us with this challenge. We reached out to our alumni and donors around the world, and we had a generous response. We had about $300,000 come in, and 262 students were helped so that they could have money for rent and for food. Then, the second really exciting thing happened. We realized around May or June that as students were coming back to campus in August, some of our students were going to have a very big challenge of finding the dollars they needed to enroll. We have a Worthy Student Fund that Student Finance can tap into. And we reached out to our alumni and our donors around the world again, and nearly $600,000 were raised so that our students could enroll in the fall. I just found out this morning that close to 200 students were helped. Some of them need $1,000, some of them need $2,000, just a little bit so that they can enroll. We talk about world changers at Andrews. Well, our alumni and donors helped hundreds of students to come to class this fall so that they could be world changers for a changing world.
I graduated in May 2020 with a Doctor of Physical Therapy degree, and this is my life after graduation. Currently, I am practicing in New York City, and that has been such a big transition. While I did good in school, nothing had prepared me for what to expect as a PT practicing in NYC in the middle of a pandemic. In the past few months, I have worked in the COVID unit, dementia unit, and many other practices. One of the best skills I gained at Andrews was being able to pray. If my medical skills couldn't ease my patient's suffering, I said a quick prayer for them in my head. Now, I pray even before I see my patients. It helps me. I don't know if my life is better here or if it was better as a student, but I can say for sure, my work is making a change in not only my patients' lives, but also their families. I am a part of changing their world for better.
one from every tribe and tongue, but our hearts are bound to a world fractured by fear. Lord, make us one. May our neighbors all find welcome here. May the hungry find a feast. May the sick find...
This video by the Andrews University Department of Music was a great piece and a great example of ingenuity and creative thinking of the different departments as the pandemic hit Andrews campus. It had a profound impact on Andrews, and in particular on our diverse international community.
In March, we realized that COVID was here, and when the school shut down, many of the international students no longer had jobs on campus. These were students that had worked for dining services, that were part of our family, and I began to hear that they were hungry, that they didn't have jobs, they didn't have food, and their families needed help. And so I happened to have a ton of beans in the basement that we use for our Farm to Fork program, and we began to package up beans and rice. We put celery, onions, carrots, potatoes with it, and we began to make boxes that we took to these families. One day I was privileged to go along on the delivery, and we took the boxes of food up to a door, knocked on the door, and a pastor came out, about 55-year-old man, and opened the box of the fruit. And I'd never seen a 55-year-old man jump up and down for absolute joy at the sight of fresh strawberries and blackberries and blueberries. And we just all stood there 6 feet apart and wept because he was so happy that he was going to be able to provide this for his family. And it was just a wonderful experience. One of the little boys made me this, which has become one of my favorite things I've ever been given.
So here we are in a special part of the campus here. This is Bullet Hole behind us, and named after the family from Ohio that made a tremendous gift for us to have this outstanding facility behind us. It was also a very interesting spot. This is where Chuck and Barb Randall, for example, some of our alum, and maybe some of you know who they are. They met right at this corner here when there used to be the old library, for those who remember the institution at that time. And over on this side we have Nethery Hall. So it's a kind of key spot on the campus. Chuck and Barb always said this was so special because he was coming into the library and she was going out, and he said, wow, that's somebody I got to get better acquainted with. And of course, they've been great friends of the university. So we want to thank all of you for helping us through the years. It's amazing. It's amazing how much funds that have come to us. We have an attractive campus, and really when you get down to it, it's friends of the institution and alumni who have made the difference to make this a special place.
The physical component has always been an important part of Adventist education and Andrews University. And behind us now we have the Johnson Gym, which was the center of physical education for many years on this campus. Of course, it's not just that represents wellness to us. It is the wonderful food we have now delivered by Bon Appetit in our cafeteria, and many other programs we have about wellness on the campus. And now we are at our new wellness center, the Andreessen Center for Wellness. A beautiful building that really represents everything that we believe in when it comes to health. It's not just a place for exercise, it's a place for rejuvenation and for groups to get together to just embrace a healthy lifestyle. And we know that the Andreessen Wellness Center is going to be something that will represent what Andrews stands for well into the future.
Here at the Andreessen Center for Wellness, things have changed in so many ways since we had to close back in March due to executive order from the governor. When that first happened, we were able to re-envision the offerings that we could provide to our community here on campus and outside of campus. Initially in April and May, we offered some virtual group fitness classes that were really fun for those that were stuck at home. It was a way to connect with people, to meet together each day, and also get some exercise from home. The courtyard has provided us an awesome opportunity to provide classes outdoors in a safe way. In June, we started our outdoor group fitness classes, which we offered free to everyone in the community, whether they were members or students at Andrews or not. Our staff here at the ACW learned that we would be able to reopen just a couple of weeks ago. So we've been working furiously, very quickly, to make things ready for our members and our community. And there have been a lot of safety measures instated, but we feel confident that people can come and enjoy a workout in a safe environment. Our upstairs fitness floor has our indoor walking track, as well as a lot of excellent pieces of cardio equipment, including treadmills, ellipticals, striders, stationary bikes, also some rowing machines and weight machines as well. The Andreessen Center for Wellness now has a lot of new policies and protocols to address the risk of COVID-19 in a fitness facility. Once they come into the fitness area, they're expected to wipe machines and equipment both before and after use. And then when a member finishes with a machine or a piece of equipment, a fitness associate comes and sanitizes it with a stronger chemical to ensure that it's clean. We're also closing for a few hours each day during the week to ensure that we have time for a deep clean of the space.
It's so strange not to be making the 9-hour trek to Andrews this September for homecoming weekend. Fred and I have been back to Andrews so many times in the last 6 years, as our 3 daughters are all Andrews alums or students. And we have attended so many music and theater and basketball events over the years. We love Andrews. We have so many friends in the area, love Michiana and the fruit farms in beautiful Lake Michigan. We wish we could be there to greet all of our friends and classmates in person. It is always a joy to have a serendipitous encounter with someone we haven't seen in decades. Andrews students, staff, faculty, administration, and alumni are all in our prayers as we navigate this new COVID-19 world. Fred is involved in education here in the New York Conference as education superintendent and principal of Union Springs Academy, and has overseen the rapid deployment of online learning last spring and this fall. Beth continues to practice otolaryngology as a solo surgeon. COVID-19 has created so many changes in our lives, but we trust God to see us through. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay connected to the Lord as the only source of peace in an ever-changing world. And go Lady Cardinals!
Hello, Andrews University alumni, friends, and family. I hope you're enjoying our Andrews University celebration, alumni weekend, our global celebration of our alumni during this weekend. One of the things that I think is really important for us to highlight, and that we've been highlighting throughout this weekend, is the global experience here at Andrews. The fact that we represent over 100 countries here on our campus is amazing, and what that does is it presents so many different opportunities for us to engage with folks from all around the world. And so we hope that as you reflect on your own journey, and as you maybe learn a little bit more about the global journey here at Andrews that's happening right now, that you're able to remember and understand some of this unique value that we have at our globally inclusive and diverse institution. So we hope you continue enjoying this weekend and that you stay connected with us here at Andrews.
This is a picture that most of you will remember well. Pioneer Memorial Church, also part of the center of our campus, a place that has been the spiritual home for many through many years. And when you think about re-experiencing Andrews, there's the parts of the past that are still here in the present, but sometimes in a very different way. So our spiritual experience, very core to who we are, and it will always be. But maybe sometimes it looks and feels and experiences different as time changes. And talking about change, as you know, we have reopened our campus and we are responding to the current environment with the pandemic. And even our statues are showing how we're moving around on this campus right now.
Greetings from Portland, Oregon. I attended Andrews University in 1997 and graduated in 2000 and 2003 with a bachelor's degree in dietetics and a master in divinity. Andrews is very dear and precious to my heart because of the lifelong friendships, great education, positive experiences, and rich bonds I have established there. My journey has taken me into a rich chaplaincy ministry with special interest in bereavement and complicated grief. Recently, I completed my D.Min degree in leadership and spiritual formation. My current work is at Portland Adventist Medical Center, and I will be transitioning to Tillamook Adventist to be the lead chaplain. I praise God for leading me to Andrews University to be trained to go into the world and make a difference in humanity and also to build up His kingdom. May God continue to bless this place of training, especially during these strange times with the COVID pandemic.
I sat in those very classrooms at the feet of some of the brightest minds in our faith community.
I'm an elementary school teacher, and this is a place I never thought I would be.
I don't regret a moment for having left the professional life that I had in management consulting.
As a theology student, I thought I was ready, I was equipped, I was prepared. But the seminary taught me that the issues were larger than I expected.
There's a lot of different experiences you can have. There's trips everywhere you get to take.
Been able to engage in many different forms of ministry and evangelism.
We live in a world now where specialization is the key. Everybody is specializing. They're raising the bar on their skills. They're raising the bar on their knowledge.
And going forth and doing something good for Jesus.
And my experience at seminary has been a wonderful experience of getting to know Jesus better and getting to know myself better.
What I found here were professors that helped me think critically.
And now, leaving the seminary, I feel convicted, I feel ready, I have a great understanding of my mission and my calling.
Look, when I was a student here, I had no clue that I was going to be pastoring this church behind me. But that's the Master of Divinity for you. It will prepare you for wherever God calls you.
I cannot but be amazed at how God has carried me through the years and brought me to where I am today. I made the decision to leave Mauritius in August 1984 for the States to start my tertiary degree at Andrews University. My first year was amazingly a blessing to me and my family. I met my best friends in the Abide Ministry group and others during the Go 94 conference, and they were going to have a great impact on my journey with the Lord. I was baptized by Pastor David Rand on 27th of May 1995 at PMC, and I earned my BBA Management degree in 1997. I chose to leave Andrews to do my graduate studies in Louisiana, but I struggled to fit into a non-Adventist university and in the real world away from God. He closed the door on my stay in the States and I had to go back to Mauritius at the end of 2003. But then he opened another door for me, this time to Melbourne, Australia, where I started going back to an Adventist church and met my future wife there. Henrietta and I got married in 2006, and the Creator of the universe has allowed us to be used by Him to serve others in our local church in Mernda through children's Sabbath school, prayer groups, singing, and helping those in need. During this lockdown period of the COVID-19 once-in-a-lifetime pandemic, I've come to realize that every day of my life is a blessing. I can't remain insensitive to what He's done for me.
You know, initially we were a flight program, a maintenance department, and one of the great emphases about our program was that we were sending people out to the mission field, sending them overseas. And if you look at our historical records, we sent out, I think the number is close to 50 airplanes in the 70s for overseas missions. A lot of the changes that we've made, not just in the last 40 years, but in the last 10 years, have really focused on bringing our flight training and our atmosphere and all of the elements that encompass the department up to a higher, more professional level.
And it's something that people will look back and say, wow, you know, he's from Andrews or something like that. It made a difference.
We are now at the site of the original administration building. You can see the sign right behind me. So we are really around the center of the campus. And it's interesting that over the years, the center of the campus has changed from the administration building and what used to be the library just behind us to now the core of our undergraduate education. So you have Nethery Hall with a significant upgrade and the new Buller Hall. And this is where much of our liberal arts programs happen. Undergraduate research, many of the things that we're really known for around the country.
Hello, dear alumni. We are thinking about you as we carry on in the age of COVID. It's a challenge, but we are truly blessed with a lot of great students that are still coming to Andrews this year, and to be able to engage with them in the classroom this fall has been a real joy for me. Back to be in the physical presence of people after just Zooming at the end of spring semester and in the summer. And I appreciate all the effort that our faculty, administrators, and students and staff have put together to try and make a unique year with unique challenges a successful year. And we wish you all success wherever you are carrying on under pandemic conditions. We love you. Take care.
From the School of Social and Behavioral Sciences, we want to welcome our alumni in our alumni celebration weekend as it approaches. We are very proud of your accomplishments that you have pursued since Andrews. And one of the things that is very important during this time is being able to re-experience Andrews and your involvement here as students, and then from here going out and making a difference in the world. So we're very proud of you. We thank you for your accomplishments, and again we encourage and are glad that you're part of our alumni and want you to be a part of this wonderful alumni experience weekend. Come join us and have fun.
I attended Andrews University from 1973 to 77. I did learn a great deal while there, and I'm very thankful for the experience and the friends I made. For the past 28 years, I have been a family child care provider in my home and got to use some of what I learned taking art up there. I really loved Mr. Alan Collins. He was a very good teacher. I was there when his sculpture, Regeneration, went up in front of the science complex. I have lots of great memories in Lamson Hall, the cafeteria, working in the bindery and the press, and the classes. Dr. Waterhouse, Dr. Engelmeyer, Paul Cannon, they were some great teachers. And I can't forget George Knight.
Hi, I hope you're doing really well, and I'm glad that you are joining us for this alumni weekend. The following message is for students who graduated from the Department of International Languages and Global Studies. So I'm going to say the message in Spanish for them. I just want to make sure that they are still keeping up with their Spanish. Es un gusto saludarles a todos. Espero que estén bien donde estén y que no se hayan olvidado de su alma mater, de Andrews University y del Departamento de Idiomas. Este año cumplíamos 20 años con Study Tours, uno atrás del otro por 20 años, pero debido a la pandemia tuvimos que cancelarlo y no pudimos hacer este año el Study Tour. Los estudiantes estaban tristes, pero están esperanzados en que el año 2021 lo podamos hacer. También en el departamento hemos creado el programa de Global Studies con la intención de proveer oportunidades a estudiantes que quieran trabajar en un ambiente internacional. Estamos en contacto con ADRA y con otras organizaciones internacionales para que ellos puedan trabajar una vez que terminen este programa. Se llama Estudios Globales o Global Studies y la intención, el propósito es que ellos puedan trabajar en otros países o en ambientes internacionales. Naciones Unidas, la UNICEF, la Organización de los Estados Americanos o también con el gobierno de los Estados Unidos. También nuestro programa ha continuado creciendo. Tenemos este año aproximadamente 90 estudiantes haciendo un major en francés, en español o en Global Studies también. Y pueden encontrarnos en Facebook, pueden seguirnos en Facebook como el Department of International Languages and Global Studies. Ahí nos van a encontrar y ahí tenemos algunas noticias y queremos que pongan sus comentarios y nos envíen sus mensajes también. Otra cosa un poco relacionada con el departamento, ustedes sabían que nuestro departamento patrocina el Club Adelante, patrocina el Club de Francés también y patrocina la Sociedad de Honor de Alpha Mu Gamma, pero hace 3 años comenzamos con una nueva organización que se llama Andrews University Latino Association y tenemos un grupo de más o menos 150 estudiantes latinos trabajando en esta organización. Estamos creando una página web, tenemos el Facebook, si también lo quieren encontrar como Andrews University Latino Association, estamos en Facebook y ahí pueden enterarse un poco de lo que estamos haciendo. Entre las novedades más importantes es que tenemos una graduación, una ceremonia de graduación completamente en español en el mes de mayo. Así que también pueden unirse a nosotros a través de Facebook y ver esta ceremonia de graduación. Estamos muy contentos de poder saludarles, and I hope you're doing really well in your different fields, cities, countries, careers you are working on, and please keep us in mind and send us an email, a message in Facebook or something so we know where you are, and if we can do something for you, we'll be happy, very happy to do it. So thank you for joining us y espero que puedan continuar practicando siempre su español y se acuerden de nosotros, los profesores de Andrews University.
I'm currently a desk assistant at the Social Cultural Division of the Office of United Nations and International Organizations Affairs at the Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs. Additionally, I'm working toward attaining my Master of Law degree in International Migration and Refugee Law and Policy at the National University of Ireland in Galway.
Hi, greetings from Silicon Valley and the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. I'm Peter John Schuler, and for the last 30 years I've been working as a reporter for KQED Radio, covering Silicon Valley and local and state news. I recently retired, and so I'm now starting to think about my next new adventure and what that might look like. So far, though, I've been spending it pretty much sheltering in place, as we all have. I've had time to think back on my years at Andrews and think about how much it meant to me. I made some friendships for a lifetime, and I had some really terrific teachers. I also had the chance to get some very practical experience, such as working at WAUS and writing for the student movement. I wish we could all be back there now at Andrews to be together, but that will have to wait. I hope sometime soon we will have that chance to be together again. Until then, see ya.
Hi, Dave Sherwin here, and from the photo department, you can see photos around here. There's a bunch, come up here, there's a bunch of photos in the hall. We have some brand new ones up. Actually, we're printing some right now to get some more up. And we have a new Instagram. So if you would like to look at it, it is Andrews University photo. And you'll see we have over 1,000 pictures up there, the best of, from the last 10 years. So that's something you might be interested in looking at. And I'm sorry you can't come up to our gallery and everything and look around, but maybe you could go on Instagram, and that's kind of a gallery for now.
I've always just had a really passion for nature, and like all my hobbies basically are things that are outside. And so I kind of wanted to have like a major and a job eventually that I can just enjoy, like this kind of following my passions more than just making money.
I've always had a passion for animals. It was always something I loved to do. My mom says she always used to ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I always said a veterinarian, and I've never changed, so that's what I stuck with.
My students generally, I find, are those who like to go for hikes and woods, those who get excited about outdoor activities, those who are a little bit artistic and creative, and a lot of them are entrepreneurs. I have a lot of students who move from here and actually just open their own businesses right out of the gate.
The Department of Sustainable Agriculture is all about integration of plants and animals, as well as care for nature. In fact, our department's motto is educating Earth's caretakers. We take that very seriously. We want our students to learn how to take care of plants and animals, raise them in a way that's environmentally friendly and sustainable.
Going into college, I knew that I wanted to do hands-on things, because a lot of with agriculture you learn with your hands, whether it's sticking your hands in the dirt or bottle feeding a calf. You learn a lot with working with your hands.
Every semester the animal science students will be assigned a different species of animal to care for, and they'll rotate through the 8 semesters that they're here. They'll rotate through 8 different species, and they'll care for the animal. They'll feed it every day, twice a day. They'll take care of its medical needs. They'll take care of keeping it clean, and also training it.
One of the ways we package our program is to get our students jobs. Our students walk out the doors with jobs, whether that be because of internships or each one doing a portfolio. They all end up having a job when they walk out the door.
Here is another place on campus that is very well known to many of you. And behind us you're going to see a clock that was given by the class of 2004. Every class has its own identity, its own feeling to it, and you will remember some of the programs while you were here. Many of those have expanded. We've got some great programs. Graduate programs have expanded tremendously, and you're going to be hearing more about that.
I love architecture, and I think that I was given this passion for a reason. Part of what motivates me to study architecture is the idea of using my creativity to care for and shape great places.
Here at Andrews, we're surrounded by peaceful countryside and are close to Lake Michigan. And these natural places are really a source of inspiration for thinking about beauty, light, texture, proportion, stewardship, the land, all of the basic building blocks of design.
I always felt like Andrews University set me up for a good career in the profession for doing the type of work that Edward Deegan Architects does here on the North Shore of Chicago. Designing homes, there's a lot of complexity, there's a lot of different parts that need to come together correctly, and with the client expectations as we deal with different types of people, it really helps to have that context.
So as a student, we did a lot of field trips and actually did a project in Chicago. And I fell in love with the city, and I knew that I wanted to work here. And doing internships in school really helped prepare me to get into the residential world that we're in right now at Deegan Architects.
What I love about Andrews University School of Architecture and Interior Design is that we are a big multicultural family. Yes. We have friends from all over the world. We get to work in our community, and everybody is unique, and they bring their skills and we use them together. We meld them and we learn from each other, and we go to different countries, and it's fun and beautiful, and I love our family.
Yes. And what motivated me to come here is the opportunity that I saw to be able to come and be trained as a future world changer, to live a life of creative stewardship and give professional services with a heart of ministering to others.
Hello, my name is Eric Pena. I'm currently doing my grad internship with the Trauma Center, and there are no words to describe the impact that this center has had on my life and the life of others. We recently did a weekend seminar with a church in the Northeast, and the feedback we received was incredible. Knowledge is power, and being aware of what trauma is, what it looks like, and how to be free from it gives people the power to hold on to God and take the proper steps to find healing. I will now leave you with two alumni who are still working closely with the Trauma Center.
Hello, my name is Caitlin Weekly, and I had the pleasure of working with the Andrews University International Center for Trauma Education and Care while I was a student at Andrews. I have since graduated. I have my master's in divinity and master's of social work, and I am pastoring now. Before coming to Andrews and before engaging with the center, I knew that there were a lot of struggles in the world, and I knew that trauma was a significant thing. But I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to minister well to people who were struggling with trauma. By engaging with the center, by spending time learning there and practicing the things that I was learning, by spending time explaining it to others, I was able to really internalize an understanding of what trauma is, how it affects people, and most of all, how restoration from trauma is possible. Now in my pastoral ministry, I am so grateful to have these tools so that I can help people in their process of recovery, in their process to live the lives that God has created them to live.
Hi, my name is Mary Guyan, and I am a recent graduate of Andrews University, May 2020. Just want to say that, first of all, I graduated from the best school, that's the School of Social Work, and the Andrews, the Trauma Center on campus is doing such fabulous work of spreading the gospel and the good news of being trauma informed. It is educating people who are in the field of ministry, church members, anyone who wants to know how to serve someone in the right way, how to serve someone the way Jesus did, by asking what happened and not what's wrong with you, by understanding that when a certain person is behaving a certain way, there is something that's deeper than just that surface level annoyance that they're causing, but to stop and to just be like, okay, I'm here to listen, tell me what's happening. The Trauma Center is filling in those gaps, is spreading this gospel, and I'm so privileged to be a part of it. I feel like every opportunity I get, I want to jump on it and let everyone know about being trauma informed. So we need to keep this work going, and we need not just the Adventist world and pastors to be trauma informed, but anyone we meet, anyone who is serving in the profession of serving, needs to be trauma informed. So go Trauma Center! Woo-hoo.
Hello, Andrews University alumni. This is Helen Northcott, a graduate of Andrews in 1980 with Master of Arts in Religion. And since graduating from Andrews, I have been able to go on and I get my practical nursing training and also addiction counseling. This led me into becoming a counselor and in private practice. I've done private practice in Toronto, Vineland, and back to Dresden, my hometown. So it has been a very interesting journey, and I have enjoyed supervising students along the way. In fact, I have a student right now from Athabasca University, and last year I brought a student with me to Andrews University when we had the program there for family life. I spoke in Chicago on the topic of dual diagnosis, and that was in 2016. God is blessed, and I'm really happy to be a part of this alumni get-together, and look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye-bye.
I graduated from Andrews in 2006 with a master's degree in community counseling. After graduation, I returned to my hometown of Montreal, Canada, and was blessed with soon finding a job in my field. It was wonderful to be able to return to my hometown, have my degree and credentials fully approved, and obtain my license to practice counseling for the biggest English school board in our province. I have wonderful memories at Andrews of great professors who went above and beyond. Even though I was far away from home, I felt like I was amongst family. I also met wonderful friends while at Andrews. Two of my closest friends to this day are individuals I met while at Andrews. I remember how beautiful the campus is, and the wonderful Friday evening worship services that I have not been able to match or find elsewhere since leaving Andrews. The concerts in the Howard Performing Arts Center, experiencing different kinds of church services on Sabbath, are fond memories that I cherish. I grew professionally, spiritually, and personally through my time at Andrews. I have not had the opportunity to return to the campus since I graduated in 2006. I look forward to being able to do so one day. Thank you, Andrews University, for helping shape me into the professional that I am today and giving me a holistic perspective on life.
Woo! Wow! We are doing some really exciting green chemistry here at Andrews University in the Chemistry and Biochemistry Department. I'm Ryan Hayes, 1994 graduate of this department. Hey, they recruited me back. We'd like to recruit you back as alumni. Get connected with Andrews, get connected with our department. A lot of exciting things going on, more than just popping balloons. So hopefully we'll connect with you soon.
Greetings, chemists and biochemists. My name is Dave Novak, and I'm just so excited to greet you today and let you know about some of the good things that are happening here at Andrews University's chemistry department. We have an increased number of majors this year. We increased by 2, which in this particular environment was truly a God thing, and we're so grateful for that. I spoke last night, just this morning, to the president of the Chem Club, and they had the Chem Club, they had the club organizational meetings last night, and they had a great response from students. And so we've got a great a good number of chemists and others who are joining the Chem Club, and they're planning on having a very active and stimulating year. Also, stay connected with us by enjoying the molecular sieve that's going to be coming out this fall with all kinds of good information and alumni news. And we're grateful that you have been a part of our department. We are proud of you, we miss you, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
I first went to Andrews University in 1983. The Lord miraculously opened the way for me to go. As a convert to Adventism and a 35-year-old divorced mother, I thought it would be very difficult to fit in and make friends, but it was not. I had a wonderful experience. I even went as a student missionary. Then I was diagnosed with cancer and given 6 months to a year to live. I moved to Montana to die, but the Lord blessed me with life. I worked at Glacier National Park in grizzly bear research for many years. Then the Lord brought me back to Andrews to work as the administrative assistant in the Department of Biology. I was there for 6 years, and during that time, I finally completed my bachelor's degree, graduating in 2010. Since then, I've retired and moved to New Hampshire. I made some wonderful friends while at Andrews. I am still very close to some of them. Andrews was one of the highlights of my life.
Alumni play a huge role in our department. First of all, they're former students that we still cherish and keep in contact with many. The alumni, of course, have the possibility of providing us with much needed funds to help students, either in the form of scholarships, research opportunities, as well as helping our graduate program.
Well, as I think of all our faithful alumni, I just want to express our appreciation as a department for all the support you've given over the years, not just financial, but your prayers and your opportunities to support our department, advancing the cause here in biology with recruiting students. And so we continue to covet those prayers and support as we move forward during these difficult times of COVID-19.
Well, we certainly appreciate you as our alumni. We appreciate your support. And of course, because you're our alumni, it means we've had the privilege to work with you and teach you in the past. And that's just a part of the richness of what it means to be a college professor, is all the memories, all the opportunities we had to interact with you. And thank you for your ongoing contributions to society.
Good afternoon. I'm Carmelita Troy. I teach accounting here at Andrews University, and I'm the program coordinator for the Accounting, Economics, and Finance Department. We're so thrilled at how well our recent alumni have done. Many of them have gone to work for accounting firms, gone to work for Adventist Health Systems, and also Kettering and Amita, as well as some of them going to work for the big banks, as well as gone to work for the church and the General Conference Auditing Service. We're so glad that you joined this evening, and we have a couple of our recent graduates who are going to share a little bit with you about their experience and what they are now doing after graduating from Andrews.
Hi, my name is Austin Chapman, and I am an alumni of Andrews University. When I went to Andrews, I studied accounting as my major. When going to Andrews, there was a lot of work done in order to complete my degree, but the professors at Andrews, specifically those in the business department, were more than willing to help me with any questions that I had, and also willing to help give me opportunities to practice what I learned.
During my time at Andrews University, I grew personally notably in 3 areas of my life. First, and most importantly, with my relationship with the Lord. I also was able to grow socially and develop meaningful relationships that not only I can take in my professional career, but I was also able to maintain in my personal life as well. And I also grew in my ability to to enhance my career.
Hi, my name is Yulani Lashley, and I am a proud graduate of Andrews University's class of 2008. I often reflect fondly on my time at Andrews because it was there that I created friendships that would last me a lifetime, deepened my relationship with God, and married my husband. Since graduating in 2008, I have been living in Central Florida, where I'm employed by a faith-based nonprofit healthcare system working in finance. I will be forever grateful for the way that Andrews University challenged me to seek knowledge, affirm faith, and change the world.
Hello, my name is Austin Rogers. I attended Andrews University and more specifically the School of Business there from 2016 through December 2019, so just graduated now under a year ago with a double major in accounting and finance from the School of Business. I actually met my wife while I was at Andrews, and we recently got married right before the whole COVID storm hit, so we got lucky with that, and we've since moved out to New York City, and I'm working in finance for a large bank here.
We are now here at a place that some of you may have known as Trash Can Central or Junction. This is where, as you came down this path, you would separate. The women would go one direction and the men would go another. Nowadays we don't have that. We have a wonderful campus center here where both male and females can interact very, very freely. This is kind of the hub of our social life on campus. You see our picnic tables outside and multiple opportunities that happen through our campus center and our student life program.
I chose to attend Andrews because I wanted to attend a Seventh-day Adventist institution, and I would need credibility upon my return home to Jamaica. I have great appreciation for the years I spent at Andrews. I felt enriched by the international composition of student and faculty communities. My year as a student missionary in Indonesia added to this enrichment and was an unforgettable, enjoyable, and irreplaceable year of service. Foremost on campus are the spiritual experiences, starting with morning and evening dorm worships. Prayer before class was also a novel experience and served to reinforce the awareness of Christ at the center of our educational experience. The newly initiated Adventist Forum meetings are especially memorable in establishing in my mind that it is okay to ask hard questions in spiritual matters. My academic experience was satisfying. Although a chemistry major, I was also able to pursue my second love, French. I was proficient in the language, but lacked the fluency that I desired, and this was fulfilled during the year I spent at Seminary Adventiste du Célève, Collège du Célève, as the Adventist Colleges Abroad participant. I was at Andrews during the tumultuous 60s. It felt that we were in a protected cocoon. However, we were not oblivious to the issues rocking the nation. I give credit to the administration of the day. There was no rioting on campus, but we students were engaged in some constructive endeavors. I felt proud that we participated in the first Earth Day. We gathered on campus and planted a tree near the then administration building. The Student Association leadership led us in Operation Splash, which resulted in the first swimming pool in Beatty Gym. In Lamson, an invitation was extended together one night after hours for a talk session about race relations, led by a black girl and a white girl. I remember little of what was said, but as we sat on the floor, crowded in a circle, we were asked to take turns speaking. I hope that those responses made some positive contributions to today's America. How can I talk about Andrews without bringing in the weather? There was a saying that at Andrews there were two seasons, winter and summer school. I experienced extremes in temperatures that I had never known in Jamaica. Many times, to navigate through snow falling parallel due to the biting winds, we would walk backwards, turning our heads forward periodically to avoid walking into snowflakes. I pray that the current Andrews students are taking full advantage of all that Andrews has to offer, especially the strong spiritual emphasis. I pray that Andrews students and alumni, under God, will always seek knowledge, affirm faith, and change the world.
Hello, Andrews alumni. This is Aaron Sinnott. I graduated with a Bachelor's of Music in 2004. I am coming to you from Taiwan. I currently live here with my beautiful wife and 2 beautiful children, Amos and Amia. And I'd like to play Peace by Bach for you in this program.
During my years of working at Andrews, one of the highlights was always our alumni gatherings and trips, and I probably met a lot of you during those times. And we probably do 25 of those a year and meet with literally hundreds of you. And unfortunately, one of the sad things of any challenge like we're going through right now with the COVID situation is that it will be not possible for us to make those personal visits. We're going to try to find ways to communicate with you like we are right now, remotely, with different types of options. And that's one of the Andrews flies that are just checking up. It's the last one, I think, alive still before the winter comes. But anyway, it's just been a great experience, and we're going to try hard to make that connection with you, as many as we can possibly. That's where we're heading, and we hope we can be connected with you one way or another. And again, thank you all for what you've done for us.
I hope you have enjoyed rediscovering Andrews University, whether the last time you were here was a week ago or maybe 25 years. The essence, the heart of Andrews University is still the same, even though many things might be different. And right now we're standing here at the entrance and by our globe that represents truly who we are, a global community that seeks to seek knowledge, affirm faith, and change the world.